Hello everyone, I'm back with a terrific Tuesday card featuring a product from our January to April mini catalog. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Keensburg, Colorado, which is 45 minutes northeast of Denver. And today we are having a beautiful sunny day, a little bit of wind, but we're so thankful. It's been pretty chilly around here and we're glad to have that nice warm sunshine. So here's our card today. It's using one of my, I think my absolute favorite bundle from the mini catalog. It's called Delightful Wishes, and I did the wishing, and then on the inside I did wishing then you all the best, and there are several other greetings that I'll show you when I get the stamp set out. So this is the card. Here's our envelope, and I did back the flap with some of this beautiful designer series paper. So for the card, here's the bundle we're using. This is called Delightful Wishes, as I said, and there are several different greetings. You could do a happy birthday, lots of love, you well, just lots. And then there's a few stamped flowers. We're going to be using these two smaller ones. Here are the dies we are using for our wishing. We're doing it has a background layer, and then it has the actual scripted layer, and this is what we're using for that. And then we are using, let me turn these around, I have to put them away, and then we're using this small flower here. So it's the solid flower and then the little detailed center, and that's what we're using out of the die set. For our designer series paper, it is my most favorite, I think, ever. I am very much a yellow girl, as you can tell what I have on today, and this has so many beautiful yellows, peaches along that line. And here's the paper that we're using. I would show you the actual paper, but to be honest with you, I have one sheet left. I've used all of it. It also has a matching vellum that's very pretty, and I love the gingham. And if you are interested in any of this, you can always order online at my store at sherryminnie.stampinup.net. My blog is simplylovestampin.com, and this video and the details will be on that blog later today. And of course, I'm always reachable by email at suaddicted@gmail.com. I will tell you the designer series paper is in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock. It's so popular, and right now it is on low inventory, and I'm pretty sure that they'll have it coming back in before the catalog ends, and I am hoping against hope that they will continue to carry this forward. Okay. Here are the ink pads that we're using. One is Lemon Lolly, one is Daffodil Delight, and the other one is Old Olive. The two yellows we're just using for the little flower accent on the envelope and the inside of the card, and we'll do our greeting in the Old Olive. And then our embellishments are the antique pearls. Again, these are in the 2025, January to April mini. And I like them because they're kind of flat, but yet they're very pretty, and they're kind of iridescent and sparkly. And we will be using, if I see what I did with it, our Wink of Stella pen. And I'm just going to do the little flower detail with this. So to start out with, I think here's your packet. We'll have, of course, our envelope, and we will have a Lemon Lolly card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5 square, 4 1/4. I'm sorry. This is actually take 2, so I'm a little bit rattled because here I was almost done and my camera quit, and I don't know why it's doing that on me. It did that last week, and I was too far along I had to start over. There was just no way I could fix it. So you'll have a piece of Old Olive that is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be on the front of our card. You'll have a piece of Basic White that is 4 by 5 1/4, which is going to be for the inside. Here's your designer series paper. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and that'll of course go on the front. You'll have another piece of designer series paper that's going to be the flap of our envelope. You will have a piece of Basic White and Old Olive. These are both 2.5 by about 4. You just need a scrap that you can get your wishing on. You'll have 2 scraps, one of Daffodil Delight, one of Crushed Curry, and these are 2 by 2. And this is all to do your die cutting with. which I have already done for us, so that'll be taken care of. So we're going to start out by doing our inside greeting. I have it on the Stamparatus. There's limited stamping on this, so it doesn't take long to get it stamped. And we will do the Old Olive on this. Okay, that looks pretty good. I don't think I need to redo that or do it twice. Okay, and that's all we need the Old Olive for. Then we will do our little flower details. So I have the detailed center and I have the actual flower. Normally I would stamp the solid flower first, but I'm stamping this in Lemon Lolly and it's such a light color I have a very difficult time lining it up. So I'm reversing that. I'm going to do the dark part first. And I am going to put one of these on the inside. And for those of you that wonder about the little black dots that I have on my stamps, I think you can see those. This stamp is a little bit hard to line up, so I put them on my block, and what I consider to be the top, I put a little black dot, and I put the outline and the intricate part with the dots up, and then that way when I go to stamp them, I have a little bit easier time getting it lined up. Okay, that takes care of that. And let's see, now we're going to do this solid part. Again, this is Lemon Lolly, very light color, and I apologize for the shaking of my table, but I only have a plastic table to work with, so it's not that solid. And I just kind of try to line it up. This is a pretty free-flowing flower, so if it's off a little bit, it doesn't really matter. I got that one pretty good, I think. And then the same way with this one. After you do a few of them, you really get on to where it lines up and you don't have any issues with it whatsoever. Okay, there we go. There's that. Okay, and now we will finish our inside. Looks like I've got some glue or something on there. There we go, maybe. All right, so to do the inside, all we're going to do is take our small piece. Oh, and guess what? I didn't bring it over here. Just 1 minute. Okay, so you'll have a little piece here. This is like 3/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to use the gingham side, but you can certainly use any side that you want. And I'm just going to take my adhesive, put a little bit along the edge here, and then put this down. Make sure that my camera's still filming, as I do not want to start over again. All right, and for this one, I am going to put a little piece of Old Olive. Like I said, this is about 1/4 inch wide. And I'm just going to kind of, you know what, I think I'm going to trim both of these off so they will be the right length, if I can do it. Take my scissors. And I'll take this and put a little bit of liquid glue along here. And with the little checkered on the gingham side, it's kind of easy to line it up. You can just follow your checker marks and hope that it's going to be reasonably straight. Okay. We'll put some adhesive on the back of this. I don't put it all over because this is pretty sticky and strong adhesive, so I don't need to waste it. And then we will just line this up. And put this right in here. Trying to get it somewhat straight and centered. And that's our inside without a problem. Now I'll show you for the wishing, and I actually already have one done, but you have this piece and you have this piece. And this piece I have put adhesive strip on the back. And so all you do is peel that off and line it up on here and push it down. And for the little dots on the eyes, I have a little tiny hole punch. This is 1/16 of an inch, and I just punch out two really small. And really putting the dots on the eyes are the most fiddly part of the whole thing. But it's pretty simple. And so here it is when you're all done. And so what we'll do is we're going to take this, our, what am I saying? I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted. Putting our front piece on, and did I not? But I'll show you what I'm going to do. I don't know if I showed you. I'm kind of confused what I showed for the other one and what I'm showing for this one. So we're going to do the little fold treatment right here. And to do that, I have the world's worst eye, so I don't take a chance. I take a small pencil, and I make two small marks. I want to fold it down about 2 inches. So on my grid paper, I have a 2-inch mark here. I put a little mark here, and then I have a little mark. I do the same thing on the other side and put a little mark there. And then I take my trimmer, and we're not trimming, we're just gonna do a score line. So I just put the little pencil marks in the grid or in the track where I normally would be cutting, and then I'm just gonna take my close my lever, and then I'm gonna just take my bone folder and do a very light score line. That way I get a straight line for my fold, because I tried it without and I was just making a mess and wasting this beautiful paper. And then I'll just fold it down. Okay, and then we'll take a little bit of adhesive and put on here to get the flap to stay folded. And I can see I have a little bit of a mark that's showing, and I don't want that on there. Okay, then we'll take this piece and we'll put some adhesive along there. We'll put some here, and we're going to adhere this to our old olive piece, and then we'll put that one on the front of our card base. Okay. Okay, here's our card base. Okay, what did oh, never mind, sorry. I'll tell you, I've lost it this morning after that. I was so close to being done, and I thought, man, I've got this one, and then I keep checking my camera to make sure it's still recording. So I don't have to go through this. I'm running out of samples, that's the problem. And since I have no paper left, I have to do this very carefully. Okay, now we're going to take this little intricate piece of our center of our flower. I'm going to put my Wink of Stella on before I adhere it, because it just works better. You don't have to be quite so careful when you're putting it on. Just adds a little bit of extra sparkle. There's nothing wrong with extra sparkle, is there? I love sparkle. Okay, there's that. Now we'll take our wishing and we're going to take some glue. Again, I use the liquid glue, that way I can move this around if I need to, and I normally do have to move it a little bit. And we're just going to put a little bit of glue, not a lot, because if you get too much then it gooshes out and you have a sticky mess. Okay, and then I want to put the G, the tail of the G kind of right along the outside edge of my flap. So we're going to do it just like that. And then we're going to line up our flower. Now this flower doesn't line up exactly, but the way I chose to do it is I have this little rough kind of piece right here, really pointed and jagged. That's going to be the side that I'm going to line up. And to line that up on my little piece, I have this part right here, which I'm going to kind of line up with the jagged part. And it doesn't really matter. It's not, you know, it didn't have to line up perfectly. I just tried to pick out some sight points that I could use to keep myself, to get it down the way I wanted. And if you use the liquid glue, then you can jostle it around a little bit to make it go down the way you want it. And there we go. On the back of this, I'm going to put a dimensional. And then I kind of put the flat side along here, right along the edge of this G, so that it kind of looked like it was growing out of that. And I pushed it down. Whoops, did I not? Oh, you got to take the backing off the dimensional first though. Works a whole lot better that way. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to use our antique pearls. You may put these on however you want. I always try to do an uneven number and kind of make a triangle as close as I can to a triangle. And I think I'll put one there. And these come in 2 sizes, so I'm kind of varying the size a little bit. And I'll put one up here. And one right there. Okay, there we go. There's our inside of our card all done. Now the only other thing we have to do is to take our envelope, put our adhesive on the edges of our envelope, take our little strip of Designer Series paper, put it on close to the flap, making sure that I have everything glued down so we don't have issues with the friendly postman. In our case, the ones here in our post office are not always the most friendly, and they can be very particular about how the mail is put through their office. And then we're just going to trim. Done this a lot of times, so you all know how to do this. And we're just going to kind of turn the envelope. Try not to turn your scissors. And there we go. So there's another card for Tuesday. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking some of your valuable time to spend with me and watch how we do this card. And I hope you enjoyed it. And this will be a card that we're doing in our class this coming week on Thursday and Friday. So you'll get to make that. And like I say, this is my most favorite bundle and I love it. So thank you again. I appreciate your time. May God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.